I am the Red Cyclone! Ah!
Hello, welcome to another episode of the It Gets Better I Swear podcast. This is the episode for 3/31/2018. I'm your host, Louis Beans, and I'm here with MercwiththeMic.
Yo.
What's happening?
You almost forgot your name.
You know, I was thinking my name is RedCycloneInc, but that's not my name. Wait a second. No, that's not my name.
Yeah.
I just played on TV. Neither is Louis Beans. Please don't quote me on that. That's not my real name either.
Yes.
But this week we're going to continue the series, The Verdict.
Yes.
That's we're gonna claim that as a RedCycloneInc exclusive. So if you see anybody else doing The Verdict, it's not theirs.
You gonna fight them.
Might cut them up in the back alley.
You gonna fight your children.
Okay. Put on Power Ranger costumes and beat up you. All right.
Damn right. I call the Green Ranger.
All right. Can I be the Red Ranger and can you give me his armor so I can look cool?
But then that'll look funny.
I know, but you still got the flute. You still got the flute though, right?
But then just be a plain Green Ranger with a flute.
All right, good point. It's not like the Gold Ranger. He was still badass without the armor. Anyway, so we're gonna get to the verdict, and that is for Captain America: Civil War. Now, previously I called it Avengers: Civil War because the Avengers are in the movie, but that's not right. Because that's not what movie it is. Not the Avengers. It's a Captain America movie, and not for nothing that heavily plays into the story of the movie as well, because there's a lot going on from those previous movies.
Yes.
So,
take it away.
It's super fresh in my mind because I watched it today in preparation, and man, this movie, it's, dare I say, for me, it's top 5 Marvel movies out so far.
I can agree.
Not just like, oh man, it looked great. Not just the people who were in it. Not just, oh my god, Black Panther. It was just the entire movie was good for me. Like from beginning to end. I watched it in. Correct me if I'm wrong. This wasn't that long. Because compared to all the other Marvel movies, it wasn't.
This was a 2 hours and a half movie.
It really was? It's
2.5 hours, man.
So then that's a testament to how good the movie was, because it didn't feel that long.
No, it did not.
Because the unfortunate part is, I'll say it for Thor, I'll say it for Avengers 1, I'll say it for Age of Ultron. There's a point in the movie where even though the movies are good, it still feels too long for me. And that's just because it's losing me at some point.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's not to take away from the movie, but it didn't hold my complete attention as tightly as this movie did. And I would say that about all 3 Captain Americas.
Yeah.
That whoever, I would love to give credit to the writers and stuff, so I'm going to do that right now.
And the Russo brothers, they directed a really good movie.
So, yeah, well, you said the Wooster?
Russo brothers.
Russo, okay. Well, yes. Props to the Russo brothers. Did they do the first one or no?
They did the second one.
So from 2 on, okay.
Yeah.
But just Captain America, dog. Just they took so much love and attention to detail and spread it throughout all of these movies, all the Captain America movies. So in depth, so much detail. Story wise, very cohesive, very consistent. That's a key. Very engaging. There's a ton of touching moments here. You have the ramifications of the explosion, which it didn't register the first time, But you realize that's what sets off the Wakanda's involvement, is because there were 11 Wakandan emissaries in that building that blew up, that died from the confrontation in the beginning with Crossbones. R.I.P. Crossbones.
Yeah,
I'm sad they killed him. Just there's so much stuff that's just little links and little threads that they're weaving that if you really don't pay attention, you're gonna miss a lot of stuff here.
Yeah, and it pretty much explains the whole thing with Black Panther involvement in it and why he's there in that sense. Also, like the father, it was his father that was there. He was one of the.
Oh no, he wasn't one of the emissaries. The emissaries were the part in the beginning with the hospital.
Yeah, and then
his father got involved because those 11 people got killed.
Exactly.
And then he ended up getting killed, and it all leads into this one, like, it is interconnected plot where Baron Zemo is the one who really set the entire thing in motion.
Yeah. And
it was basically to take down the entire Avengers because of. Was it really because of Sokovia? Or was it more for Hydra?
They killed his family.
Okay. I'm just making sure because he also is a member, like, in story wise, he is a high-ranking member of Hydra. I don't know about in the MCU.
MCU, he wasn't part of Hydra at all. Everyone thought it was Hydra that was behind it, but no, he wanted revenge because they killed his family.
Okay, gotcha.
So
yeah,
this goes to when we go later into Black Panther and like Killmonger and how you could relate to him as a villain and understand their point and why they did what they did. Honestly, if my family died the same way, I will kind of want revenge in that same way. And,
also, they do shine light on multiple people having ramifications because of that incident. The lady that confronts Tony Stark for her son, saying the line, "Who's gonna avenge my son?"
Yeah,
and that hit him, and it was like, damn. So
yeah,
like there's a lot of stuff in this movie that just connects back to every single thing. They showed General Thunderbolt Ross is in here, and he's the one that hits them with the Sokovia Initiative, which is basically. Now, because I didn't exactly read everything in the Civil War series, that's the equivalent to what was the name of the thing?
It was the
It's not called the Civil War Act or anything like that, right?
No, it was the Superhero Act. It was pretty much every superhero, like, if you're not registered, you cannot be a superhero. You have to register under the government so they know who you are and hold you responsible for anything that happens.
Yes, and this in turn starts the rift between Iron Man and Cap, and then that's where people start to pick sides.
Yeah, it was called the Superhuman Registration Act. Gotcha. And pretty much the rules was, again, like, if you're a vigilante superhero and you are masked and everything like that, you have to reveal yourself. They did a good job changing it to its own narrative in the movie, because I know for a fact they couldn't really capture what they wanted to do in a comic into the movie. So it made a lot of sense of how they did it. Because in the comic book, it was more this big ass explosion. Well, it was kind of like that in a way. A big ass explosion happened, and the New Warriors were involved. They did something stupid in the sense that they let the sky erupt, and he just made a huge explosion that killed like thousands of people in that fucking explosion. And
it was a reality show that happened on too.
Yeah, exactly. So the public saw it.
Everybody saw it. Yeah. So it was terrible.
Yeah, so that's what happened in the comic book. But in the movie, it was more because of Segovia, and a lot of people didn't really trust the Avengers anymore because, yeah, they saved, but there was a cost of who they saved because a lot of people still died.
Yeah, it was adding up.
Yeah.
And Ross was showing them the toll, but literally video by video.
Yeah.
So you get to see the human cost of the actions of not just the Avengers, but the villains as well. But just as a whole,
yeah,
this impacts people.
Yeah. And Iron Man kind of really pissed me off in this one, is the fact that he was already up for the act, and I was like, you know what, because he felt guilty because he was probably one held responsible for fucking everything that happened.
Yeah, a lot of it. Yeah, he mentions the weapons deal.
Yeah.
He mentions having to shut it off,
Yeah.
Because he found out the people were selling his weapons.
Yeah, and then he also was the one that created Ultron.
And he also brings that up too. Yeah. He had some pretty big crosses to bear.
Yeah, and is also all kind of his fault.
This is true.
So yeah, and then the way the Captain America Captain America always streaks the fact that he doesn't like government to have full control of things, and he already realizes it. And that's the reason why he resented it. It was also more of the Winter Soldier being involved in it, and he wanted to stop him in that sense.
Yes, he wanted to find out the truth.
Yeah,
essentially. Like he didn't take the photo at first glance and then accuse him like everybody else.
Exactly.
Yep.
And then
go ahead.
But then you also have Winter Soldier being a big part of everything that happened as well, as in he's being controlled by those words. There was a series of words that happens that reconnects him into a Hydra agent.
Yes.
So when these things actually are said, it blanks his mind up and he goes attacking people and shit.
And he activates, and so apparently there was a Russian sect of Hydra.
Yeah.
Because like they're located where they go is in Russia. The agent was Russian and whatnot. Just from his introduction, Zemo was kind of a badass character anyway. The way he he tricked the guy, the ex Hydra agent, into basically opening his door after he secluded himself from the world, from being a part of the Winter Soldier experiment.
Yeah.
And that's where he finds the book with the key code words, and he basically goes about his quest to disassemble the Avengers.
Yeah. And
he pretty much he would have got away with it too if it wasn't for those pesky super soldiers.
Yeah.
Also there's a lot of things that I connected that aren't necessarily like put there for you to do so, but I also kind of thought about there's a bond between all of the super soldiers.
Yeah. And
you can include Black Panther in them as well. He's a different type of super soldier. They all have armor of some sort, either whether it's the shield, the arm, or the armor.
Yeah.
They all have allegiance to their country. They all have something that made them more than they are.
Yeah.
And they fight for a greater purpose.
Yeah.
But Winter Soldier is the one who has to figure out what path does he want to walk, because even now that movie doesn't really make him out to be a good guy at all.
No,
like he never stops and says, I want to fight for X, I want to help. He's just trying to close that loop.
Nah, he's like Baron Zemo is just trying to make the Avengers look like they're guilty of everything. So he's trying to plant their ways to show that these are the heroes that you worship, that you look after, and he's like, fuck them.
Yeah, they ain't perfect.
Exactly. And that's how he got into it, and basically using Winter Soldier as a big piece to get more depth of it, which pretty much separates Iron Man and Captain America because of Winter Soldier.
Also, I forgot how many iconic just visual moments are in this movie.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Yeah, it starts from the beginning. The beginning fight was freaking great with him using the other Avengers like Scarlet Witch and using her mind to open up, keep the buildings debris falling and things like that. Her catching the explosion. Her
catching the smoke in the part where they first start out on the mission, and she takes the gas out of the building is cool.
Yeah.
Because he tries to do it with the explosion, like you said, and that's where it goes wrong. Just that the moment where you see, this is why I don't like that they killed Crossbones, because he's an iconic Captain America character to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm a reader from the 90s and stuff when he was around.
Yeah.
And so there's that moment where he's holding on to him, and they're face to face, but he still has the helmet on.
Yeah.
So you finally get to see the Captain America and Crossbones.
Yeah, you see that.
You got that. You got him and Winter Soldier when they're in the apartment, and he's telling them, you don't have to fight, and he's like, yeah, I do. And then as soon as he does, you hear Falcon 5 seconds, and that's it. And then what are they? I don't want to. It's not French, right? The country that they're in, when the SWAT team comes in.
No, it was. I think it was actually. No, it was.
I'm trying to think. It's not the Ukraine. It's a different part of the world. I forgot where it was. I know they end up in Germany. The funny thing too, which I was thinking about, was the presentation. Was whenever they went to a different part of the world, they basically put the big splash screen with the name of the place.
Yeah.
So you can't miss it.
Yeah.
My only thing with that, because I know it was a stylistic choice, I felt like the one thing that would have made that movie just a little bit better was if they would have nixed that instead and with comic book titles for something on the side, like a little small comic book thing on the side.
Yeah.
Like something to still hold it in to be like, yeah, man, you still in the, hey, remember comic books, kids?
Yeah.
If for nothing else, only that. But that's still not a complaint. It's just, hey, that would have been cool.
And then you had the big iconic fight scene between Iron Man's team and Captain America's team.
Shit.
And then you have the introduction of Spider-Man into the MCU. Which, hello.
That's an iconic moment, and it was done super well.
Yeah.
Tony Stark going to recruit him. You got to meet the new Aunt May, and they got to throw a few jokes in about, you know, the lady playing her being so attractive.
Yeah.
Just making those jokes. Just the interaction between him and Iron Man and Spider-Man in his room, that was cool.
Yeah.
Throwing them jabs at each other. And then the part where he goes like, well, I'm just going to tell you. And he just webs his hand to the door. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Like, that kind of thing was cool. It was like, he didn't look like he had a web shooter on. He had one on and caught him.
Yeah.
Like, just the little thing. They showed that little footage of him before he joins him. And he's got the old school costume on with the goggles.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's all over YouTube. And he tries to deny the footage. Even before that, Black Panther's this is the movie Black Panther debuted in.
Yeah, Black Panther's big debut.
So, you know, he ties in very heavily to the story because his father dies, and that's basically when he becomes the new king of Wakanda.
Yeah.
So that happens in this movie. Huge ties. Also, it really changes perspective when you watch Black Panther first and then go back and watch this again.
Yeah.
It changes perspective. So I imagine they would do the same thing if you watch Homecoming and watch this again. Also, one of the code words is Homecoming.
Yeah.
Which made me laugh. I don't know if that was a real thing, like on purpose.
Yeah.
I was like, Homecoming. All right.
But I think they did the fight scenes so good in this movie. Even the group fight scenes when you actually see everyone fighting together and shit like that. You see Falcon with Soldier and Spider-Man all fighting together, and it was great. It was a really fun in that sense, just seeing they didn't have as many characters as Civil War was in the comic, but they used the most out of it. And then as the Civil War, as this one could be considered an Avenger movie, it was still focus point on Captain America. So this was probably one of my favorite ones in general. Like, it was probably my top 5. And yeah.
I would put it in order of caps 1, 2, and 3 for me.
Yeah.
So cap 1, cap 2, cap 3.
Winter Soldier is my number 1.
Gotcha.
And Winter Soldier, Guardians, and then probably Civil War.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where I see it.
So this movie closes out with the teaser for the Black Panther, like because they're in Wakanda at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Restoring Bucky. Now I have a question. His arm was not made out of anything special, right? Or was it?
It was a metal arm. It wasn't any particular metal or anything like that. It was just a metal arm. Because
whatever it was, it could take a lot of punishment, but it did get blasted off by Iron Man's. The chest is what? The Unibeam?
The chest is the Unibeam.
So yeah, his Unibeam took the arm clean off.
Yeah.
So if it was vibranium, it wouldn't have, or whatever.
It would have absorbed the
whatever
blast.
whatever compound Cap's shield is made out of, it wouldn't have done that. Yeah. So whatever it was made out of, it was pretty fucking strong though.
Yeah.
Because during the fight scenes, he does some pretty incredible stuff and basically fights off like even Black Panther.
Yeah.
Who should have been able to like tear him up, but he didn't. So
yeah,
that's interesting to me.
Yeah.
But then that happens moments before you get another iconic scene, which this movie is full of, where Cap and Iron Man throw down, and then they do the clash with the shield and his beam, and it's like that's you. When I look back at it, you barely got that. It was like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But that moment was so dope. So
and then you also see the tag team on Iron Man between Winter Soldier and Captain America, which is pretty dope as well. Them exchanging the shield and hitting them with the shield as well.
Yep. The catalyst being the footage of Winter Soldier killing his parents.
Yeah.
It's another thing, and of course the one who showed them that footage, Baron Zemo. So
yep. Baron Zemo was a dick, but he was one that you could. Again, he's a villain that you can understand. Like I won't consider him a villain in that sense. Like he had a reason.
I mean, he was a villain. He blew up. He blew up people.
But he used them to blow up people. He didn't really do it himself.
What the news van? I don't know. The
only thing really villainy thing he did, and it was kind of a Hydra agent, so it wasn't that villainy, is when he killed the dude. And I wouldn't see him being a villain as well because he killed a Hydra agent.
Yeah, that's true. He did kill a Hydra agent. Well, he did shut down the power grid just to get Bucky out of there.
Yeah,
that's a dick move.
But then you can actually be saying that he saved him as well.
All right. Yeah.
I really wanted the pink Baron Zemo suit.
I know. Me too. I wanted the mask.
Yeah. Just because I just like seeing the cheesy suits in real life.
I just want to see like their interpretations of those cheesy things. Like some of them, for the most part, most of the heroes that they put on screen have looked really good, and they've come out with some cheesy. Remember, Falcon used to look like a fucking boy.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was. He had like tassels and cowboy boots. I think it was ridiculous.
Yeah. I did like the Falcon. I did like how he looked in movies. They made him make sense. Like he was a tech. There was like a military tech that he used as the wings and everything. That made sense. And then Spider-Man looked amazing. So he had the iconic old school suit. They kind of updated it a bit. I love the emotion, the emoji eyes. Like my eyes had emotion to it, which made more to the character, especially when you don't see his face. He wants to always take off his mask to talk.
Yeah. Also, he brought up a point about his eyes that I never thought about. Was the reason he wore the goggles on his own costume was to dampen his vision, because he said that they helped him focus.
Yeah.
Because after he got bitten, his senses are like on overload.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
And the crazy thing is, even in Homecoming and this one, they never really mentioned his spider sense and what he could do with his powers as well.
Also, yeah, another reason I actually like it was I remember there being a thing about, before there was ever really a Spider-Man movie, that was a question of how do you show Spider-Man's spider sense in a movie?
Yeah.
And it's just, you don't really show it. He just reacts extra early. That's all. And you see the part where he's fighting Falcon and Winter Soldier, and Winter Soldier is about to like launch something at him.
Yeah.
From behind. You just see him turn his head and go, oh god, it just moves, and you're like, what? And then he moves right before the thing comes at his way. And like, dude, they couldn't have picked a better Spider-Man.
Yeah, him catching Winter Soldier's arm was pretty great too.
Yeah, you got a metal arm. Just to him asking everybody about all their tech.
Yeah.
Like him
and
asking
then
Falcon about
one of my biggest things was freaking Ant-Man.
Oh god, he's so good in this movie.
Ant-Man becoming the giant and getting taken down like a fucking Star Wars.
He's like, hey guys, you remember Empire Strikes Back? You remember the thing that was walking and he was spinning? He's like, this kid's onto something.
Yeah. I did like the interactions with the characters. I think that really made it even worth more. Like, even it still had its joking side to things, even though how serious the movie got.
We even got some Hawkeye. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you got Hawkeye, and he ran out of. Yeah, it was a fun movie though. Probably one of my favorites. Going into it, anything else you want to put out there?
No, I just recommend anybody who hasn't seen it now. What are you doing? Watch this movie. It's not overrated. It's not just the hype machine or the Disney machine or the Marvel machine. No, it's a really good movie. It has its moments of being just a bit dark because it's people get assassinated and what have you. There's spy stuff and there's drama, but like it has a lighthearted feel to it. Still, once you get to that superhero battle, it becomes really fun.
Yeah. And it has everything in it. Like, it gives you a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
But after this one, this is the beginning of Phase 3.
Okay.
As well, this was the first movie of Phase 3. Ant-Man was the last of Phase 2. This is the beginning of Phase 3.
Oh, so there wasn't much talk of any stones, except there was a small interaction in the beginning, close to the beginning, between Scarlet Witch and Vision, talking about the stone in his head.
Yeah.
And it was saying he knows it's not Earth in origin. He doesn't know how to control it yet, and that's like part of his quest is to understand it and maybe control it.
Yeah.
And that's about the extent of talk for stones for this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, he also mentioned Loki's wand and whatnot. But that's about it.
So so we have 5 more movies left.
Really?
Yeah.
Do we have enough time?
Well, we got because the whole getting pushed up. We have to watch maybe 2 in 1 week.
But I'm not watching Black Panther, man. That's a long ass movie.
So the next movie that we'll be reviewing in the next week's verdict will be Doctor Strange.
Oh, okay. I really like that movie. So
is Doctor Strange, is Guardians of the Galaxy 2, is Spider-Man Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok, and then Black Panther.
Okay.
So we're getting there. We're almost there.
I mean, it's all good movies left. So
again, I'm actually really enjoying going to these movies again because I see things that I haven't seen before, or watching the future movies, you realize things more when you go back into these movies. Like, oh shit, that's why it's doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been like that for a lot of these movies as well.
Yes.
So that's our verdict for Civil War, Captain America Civil War. That'll be Captain America Part 3.
Watch it.
Captain America has the best trilogy, I think, overall.
Yes, hands down.
I'll take all the role, and then the character himself. I think Chris Evans was amazing Captain America.
Yes.
I really don't see no one else playing Captain America anymore. Like, don't replace him. Just get Bucky or Falcon to be Captain America. Do not replace Steve Rogers. Keep Steve Rogers to Chris Evans and leave it like that.
It'll happen eventually.
It's the same thing with Robert Downey Jr. I don't want to see another Tony Stark. I want to see the torch get passed to one of the other characters that was Iron Man, and I see one of these guys going after Infinity War.
I see a lot of them leaving because remember they're gonna age out eventually. That's the only problem.
But with Chris Evans, Chris Evans and Tony, and they don't have to be the character. He doesn't have to be Captain America. He could be Steve Rogers, agent, the leader of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and things like that. He could be that character, or Tony Stark could take over S.H.I.E.L.D. and things like that. They could still be in the world, but not have to be like a focal point in the movie.
Do you think Robert Downey Jr. wants to take his backseat though?
Yeah, he's pretty much going to be Tony Stark for the lifetime. Like, that's his character now. Signed on for everything.
Do you think he wants to be not one of the major players though?
No, he's fine with that.
Okay.
That's why he did this. He was a side character in Spider-Man.
He
wasn't a focal point. Yeah, he's been doing that for a while. Like, even this, he was he was on a focal point, but he was kind of in the movie.
Well, no, he was a big
part of it, but it was like, all right, he's still kind of in the movie.
It's not an Iron Man movie. I got you.
Exactly. So, in that sense, they could actually consider this crossover Iron Man 4 and Captain America 3 kind of thing,
Yeah, I see that.
But so I could see him taking the side stage after Infinity War if he lives or dies. So depending, I feel like a couple characters are going to die. So, and then also,
I was gonna say the way you described that, you could kind of say Iron Man 2 is Iron Man Black Widow.
Yeah.
Because she's super heavily featured in that movie. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so but those two characters in general, I think they made the character so well iconic wise that they should always pass the torch instead of recreating the character.
Okay, I see.
That's what Marvel's doing, and as it is, Bucky was Captain America, Falcon was Captain America. Personally, I would love to see Hawkeye as Captain America because they showed little things. They showed little things with Hawkeye that does things with the shield that no one else can do.
Oh, okay.
And it was something in the comic book during when Captain America died. They had the 5 stages of death comic books. They had Wolverine, Star-1, Hawkeye, Spider-Man, and all of them reacting to Captain America's death. And one of them was Hawkeye actually becoming. They asked Hawkeye to become Captain America, and he wore the suit on for a day. Mm-hmm. And he did things with that shield that even Captain America has probably couldn't do with that shield. Because he could throw anything and have perfect aim.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's a bow and arrow or not. He chooses the bow and arrow. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But he has that incredible aim, and the way he ricochets that Captain America shield, no one could do it. And he was actually considered to be Captain America, but he was like, nah, it don't fit me, and he gave the suit back.
I would like. When's the Punisher gonna be Captain America?
Well, he was for a second too when he.
No, I know. I mean, when they're gonna put that in a movie or a series or something, I want to see that.
He had the Captain America-ish Punisher suit, but now he's Ghost Rider in the comic book.
Really?
Yeah, it's the Spirits of Punishment or something like that.
I mean, if anybody should be serving out vengeance, it's all right, Frank Castle, do your thing.
Yeah, he's Galactus. He's a Herald of Galactus now.
Wow.
And he's using the Ghost Rider power.
That's insane.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
That's good times, huh?
I can't really say. I can't tell you more of the story because I don't know it, but I just know he's Ghost Rider.
Okay. All right.
A cool thing, we actually just finished our Power Ranger cast yesterday. We have a Dino Thunder review show with the Shattered Grid. I actually been catching up with the Power Ranger comic books and stuff, so we may have a cast down the road of that series.
Oh, the Shattered Grid. Okay, nice.
The comics are fucking great.
All right. Now, do you know who in particular is writing it, or is it? I
don't know in particular writing it, but I know Boom Studios is the producer of it. They've been doing it for quite some time, for the last 2 years. I think the series has been going for 2 years. Boom Studios have 2 comics out right now of Power Rangers. They both going to cross over for the Shattered Grid, which is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and then you also have Go-Go Power Rangers, which is another comic. Different art, I think the same writer, but different art. But going into those, how they, if you read the first trade of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, you kind of see how Lord Drakkon is made.
All right, and we're going to take a little break right here just to remind you to follow us on Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, also on SoundCloud. What we do is we have this podcast, the It Gets Better I Swear podcast. We also have the Wrestling Babble podcast that's hosted by MercwiththeMic, who's a frequent guest on my show, and that should be on MercwiththeMic on SoundCloud. We post those on YouTube as well, so you can check the MercwiththeMic podcast out on his YouTube channel, which is also MercwiththeMic. And also, you can catch the It Gets Better I Swear podcast, as well as the various other playthroughs on the RedCycloneInc YouTube channel. Thank you. Okay, I just wanted to know if you were aware of this. Oh, just a day ago, Jason David Frank says that he's talking about a potential Lord Drakkon Netflix series.
He did that. He actually talked about that with the Green Ranger as well, and nothing happened. So I'll wait until I actually see it happen.
Oh, God damn it! I hope it's true, but like he's saying, he's on board if they'll do it with him.
The sad thing about that, like what they get away with the comic book, it's a bit more because it is a comic book, so you could get away with a lot more and being a bit more mature and everything. Pretty much the comic book is what we want to see in Power Rangers. We want to see more of an adult storyline. The TV show is not we're not their demographic. It's a kids show. So they want kids to watch. They want toys to be bought. That's the reason why these shows, they have so many fucking vehicles, is because they're toys. So they want toys to be bought and everything like that. And that's what really makes the profit off the Saban. So that's where Saban makes all their money, is through the toy line.
Oh, okay. I've seen reading more, and the perspective is like, Lord Drakkon, because he wants to do it because he knows that doing the White Ranger or the Green Ranger was a bad idea.
Yeah.
So the one that you talked about, he wanted to do before, he's saying he can't do that because it's too known of a property.
Yeah.
So doing Lord Drakkon will get more buzz around the book. So really trying to hype up that book.
I will love it. I will love it. I will love like a darker take on Power Rangers, and I think there's a lot of ways they can do it, especially off the Boom Studio comics. They've been doing a really good job on. Side note, they actually do the WWE comic book too, which is quite funny.
Yeah, that's what I've seen. I have a few of those, like just for the covers. They're pretty good.
I read like the first 5, and it was pretty much during WrestleMania time, and when Seth Rollins cashed in, and then when he got injured, and they made a big storyline off the comic. I was like, why these guys are not writing the script for Monday Night Raw, because they actually are decent storylines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're actually and the art is actually not bad.
Oh yeah. So they're up to issue 25, I think it is.
Yeah, I've been running for about 2 years as well.
Okay.
Yeah, but definitely Boom Studios, check out the Power Ranger comic. They're actually really good. It's Go Power Rangers and the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Pretty much what they did was they just made a multiverse. Power Rangers is a fucking multiverse. So even VR Troopers are part of that multiverse. Kamen Rider is part of that multiverse. Beetleborg, sadly, is part of that multiverse. So yeah, everything is part of that multiverse.
Gotcha.
So Flubber is alive.
Ha ha ha. Oh no.
Fuck that. No. Ghost.
Well, listen.
I hated that character with a passion.
I didn't like him, but you know who my favorite person on Beetleborgs was?
What?
Frankenbeans.
Frankenbeans.
I loved him. He said the funniest thing I've ever heard on one of those shows. They asked him, "What's your favorite time of year?" And he just goes in his stupid voice, "Ooh, Halloween." That shit had me dying for like 5 straight minutes when I saw it. This was years ago. I was a kid, but like that shit. Oh my god, Frankenbeans is the real MVP.
Yeah. So shout outs to Tenacious T. He's the one that did the Dino Thunder podcast with me, and he kind of wants to go into the side projects of Saban. So he wants to go into Beetleborgs, VR Troopers. I'm like, no. I was like, no. I'm already doing this one, and some of it is really cringe worthy of watching, and then some of them are actually good, but especially going back in when Saban takes over again. Saban, I don't like Saban doing it no more. Like, it's not that great when Saban is doing it.
Gotcha. So Disney's the one that does the good ones.
It's crazily, I think I like more seasons through Disney than I like Saban.
Okay.
Because I did like Jungle Fury a lot. I did like Dino Thunder a lot. Ninja Storm, I have a new appreciation for that one. SPD is probably my favorite one, besides Mighty Morphin. I think there's only like 3 series in Saban's that I like, which was Mighty Morphin, Zeo, Space, and Time Force 4.
Got you. Okay.
So definitely check out our podcast. I'll put it on the link. It's already up on SoundCloud, which is our Dino Thunder special. We will have SPD next month, which you probably be on that cast.
SPD Emergency.
Yes, I'm actually looking forward to that one. That was my favorite one.
Yeah, me too. I even going back and watching it like multiple times. It's not bad. It really isn't.
So going into video games, what you been playing?
Still been playing Monster Hunter, but right now I'm getting ready for Yakuza's. Yakuza 6 is getting ready to drop. That's next month. This is the last day of March. Yakuza comes out in April. See if I can find the exact date, because the Song of Life. So the game actually came out in Japan in 2000, at the end of 2016.
Yeah.
December 8th, and it's supposed to be coming out in America April 17th.
Alright, so it's right around the corner.
Yeah, so it's like 3 weeks away. So, like, getting hyped for that. I played the shit out of Yakuza 0. I'm at the end of Yakuza Kiwami 1, and that's the remake of the first Yakuza game, because it came out on PS2 like a long time ago, and it has never been an HD remake. So this is the first time it's been, but it's not a lazy one.
Okay,
like,
cool.
The thing I like about Yakuza that they're doing is not just, hey man, let's take this old ass game and just slap some pixels on it so you can look at it in 4K. They actually did some work in the game and they updated like all the controls and everything. So it's basically a modern game. It just looks a little rough because it's an older game. But that said, this is the second Yakuza game that's coming out this year. Yakuza Kiwami 2 supposedly is going to come out later on this year. I think they say either September or December.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm happy because this is basically the replacement for Shenmue for me.
Yeah,
it's that Japanese drama, but this is more of the what happens if you actually did find Landy and you had to go to the land where all the criminals were. So you got to fight all the time. So that's basically what this is.
And have karaoke.
Oh my god. I love the karaoke in that game.
Yeah.
Why does he sing his heart out so much? Come on, dog. Don't cry over that whiskey. It's all right. He's a deep man. He's a deep man.
I've been just picked up Far Cry 5. It came out this week.
Mm-hmm.
I just started on my Twitch channel, MercwiththeMic. I did my first 3 gameplays of it. Right now I'm in John Ridge, I think his name is John Seed. His name is John Seed. I'm trying to take over his island. Pretty much
is the cult leader or somebody else?
All right, so you have the cult leader, which is probably his name is like Abraham or something. It's always like Abraham. It's always a name. But if you actually watch the beginning, watch my first video, and I put the beginning story of it. There's a way to actually finish this game in 10 minutes.
Oh, really? Like they have something like that in 4?
So they give you the option of joining the cult.
Oh, really?
You just join the cult, and that's the end of the game.
Nice.
So basically, he has the island. Well, where you're at is in, I think it's Montana. Yeah, it's in Montana. Okay. So they're sectioned off on these three of his leaders have sectioned off the island. So Hope is one, John Seed is the other, and then there's this dude that looks like McGregor. He has the top one.
And you were saying,
Jacob
the title of one of your videos, this guy is Bray Wyatt?
Yeah.
That's the leader?
Yeah.
Okay.
He reminds me of Bray Wyatt. So his 3 leaders are named Jacob's Faith and Joseph Seed. And those are the guys that right now I'm trying to take over Joseph Seed's island, or John Seed. I just found the dog, Boomer.
Nice.
And he's been my little sidekick, and he's awesome, and I'm happy. I made him stronger, so now he just goes and wrecks people.
Does he just pop up on people and take them down, or you?
Yeah, once you start shooting, he goes into attack mode.
Nice.
And he goes and he'll take people down, and you can just shoot them while they're down while he fucks them up.
Oh wow, crazy.
It's a big game, so it's a big open world first person shooter. It is the first person. You can fly planes, you can drive cars. You could hire guns to help you fight. So these guys will come in with you and help you fight. You could hunt, you could fish, you could do all that crap. It is a really solid game. It's very pretty. So if you do have the Xbox One X or the PS Pro, you're really going to see the graphics pop out. Because it does run smooth on 4K. Either way, it's a pretty game, even if you don't have it or not.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a big country field. A lot of crazy things happening, and
do you see
pretty much
the animals doing crazy shit?
They attack each other. They fight each other. The bears will attack random people. They don't really care who you are. I saw a lady get mauled by a panther, like a tiger. Not a tiger.
Terrible.
A cougar.
Oh, so a woman got mauled by a cougar, huh?
Yeah, and then I shot it in the head, and then it started attacking me, and then I saved the lady.
But it didn't die when you shot it in the head?
No, it fucking kept coming at me. So I took a gun out and shot it. I shot it with an arrow.
Oh.
And the arrow didn't do nothing, so I shot it with a gun, and the gun did things. It has a little bit of realistic, like say for instance, you shoot up an animal, then its fur is shredded, so you can't sell it as much as you want. If you shoot it with the arrow or kill it with a knife, then you get the full fur, and you can sell it. Pretty much, you kill these animals, just sell and make money.
Okay, I understand.
And then you get perks for doing challenges. They have these stunt missions. You're being like Super Dave kind of thing.
Oh,
and
shit,
there's
really?
one that. Yeah, this one that you watch me. If you watched the third video I did, I lost a lot on it. I died a lot doing it. It's like driving a plane through these whole oops and shit. I gotta get used to driving planes. I hate driving planes in games. Now this is Ace Combat. I'm good at. The rest of them I hate.
Gotcha.
But it's a really fun game. Definitely check it out. I'm up to part 3 of my playthrough. I will be doing. Hopefully it'll be weekly. When I get a chance to sit down and play it, I'll be on Twitch and then I'll put it on YouTube.
Nice.
So
okay,
it's fun.
Hella fun.
Yeah, it's really.
I can't
fun
wait to see Cheeseburger.
Yeah, I think I will name it Cheeseburger when I introduce him. There's also Peaches, the Cougar, which you can have as a pet as well.
Oh Lord!
Right now, I have Boomer, the dog.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I saw a guy get attacked by an eagle.
Oh, really? Did the eagle win?
The eagle was like pecking at him and kept flying around. He's running away from it, and I fucking nailed it with an arrow and killed the eagle, and I saved the guy's life.
Did he give you something or no?
He gave me money.
Boo! He should have gave you like flaming arrows or something.
Yeah, I gotta learn the weapons because there are explosive arrows. There are a lot of things.
Really?
Yeah. So, and then there's also the sniper rifles, the guns, the flamethrowers. They have everything in there. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're gonna see it evolve while I do the gameplay, but I'm doing it on Twitch. I don't have a schedule of exactly when I'm doing it. So usually on the Twitch thing, I'll post up the time I'll do it, or on the Facebook RedCycloneInc, I'll post when I do it.
All right, nice. So make sure you go there, hit those up on the regular, so you know.
Watch me lose.
Yeah, exactly. Have fun.
Yes. But yeah, I'm taking over the South Island first. Everyone went for the East Island because they said it was easier, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll go for the South.
Okay.
I don't like the guy's face.
So he has to die first.
Yeah. And then also I wanted the doggy.
Oh yeah. Oh, because that's where they get the dog from. Okay.
Yeah, and then also like the dog will like if you get a perk, the dog will bring you weapons. So like if the dog knows that you're running out of bullets, he'll bring you a gun.
Gotcha. See,
I was like, yeah, doggy, good dog.
See, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Far Cry always has crazy characters. One of my favorite ones was Part 3, with Voss, which he's actually gonna play Scorpion in the new Spider-Man movie.
Really? Wow.
The guy that plays Voss.
Yeah. I was just thinking to myself, really? Yeah. That's interesting. He was a really, well thought out character, and he's gonna play Scorpion, who's like typically
he was in.
Mom.
Yeah, he was in Homecoming.
But see, I didn't see Homecoming. That's the unfortunate part. But was he like? How was he act? Was his acting like? Oh, this guy's special, or was he just a generic dude?
Nah, he was kind of shady. He was kind of like very villainy. He had like a scorpion tattoo or anything. He was Matt Gargan. He wasn't Scorpion at the moment, but he had like the scorpion tattoo and that shit like that. And then in the ending, when they go to jail, well, I don't want to spoil the movie for you. You'll see it when you watch Homecoming, which will be a verdict one.
Yeah, no, soon. Yeah,
it's like 3 movies. Oh no, after Doctor Strange.
Well, I mean, I might as well just see if I can find it now.
Yeah. So
watch both.
Yeah, Homecoming is Doctor Strange. No, it's Doctor Strange, Guardians, and then Homecoming.
Yeah. Okay.
And Homecoming actually puts a lot of the Registration Act, like makes sense of it, as in why these guys and how these guys got their weapons and everything like that. It actually explains.
Okay. Not for nothing. Anytime somebody comes up with an act in Marvel, it only reminds me of the Mutant Registration Act, and it's never good.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The best intentions are always had, but it always ends up with somebody screaming into a megaphone, "No more mutants."
Yeah.
So
pretty much. Yeah. But yeah, definitely check out Far Cry 5. It has a Bray Wyatt kind of feel to the characters and shit. And actually, I'm digging it so far. So definitely check it out. Check it out the Twitch, MercwiththeMic. Follow me, please. Give me follows. I'm trying to my goal is try to get to 100 by July, so I can actually start getting advertisements and things like that. So
okay.
see what we can do.
MercwiththeMic on Twitch. Please hit him up. Watch his videos.
Yes.
He'll talk to you while he's playing, while he's shooting some crazy cult leader in the head.
The third video. The third video I actually did do commentary. I did talk and shit like that. So there were questions like that. I did answer and stuff like that. You heard my reactions when I kept losing in the damn plane. Stupid fucking plane.
Oh shit! Was it like Superman 64 bad?
No, it was just that I had to get the hang of the plane, and I didn't get. I just went straight into it without learning how to fly. So I was like, okay, and that's how you do, and like that. So now I have a field for it. Now I can just practice and then get it.
Okay. All right. See, that's comforting that you can at least do that, get a grasp on it. It's not something that's just, what is this? Are the controls bad? No. I just didn't know how to do it. So that's all it is.
Yeah, like they have a grappling hook, and I think the second video I kept falling off the thing.
Oh shit!
So I didn't know how the grappling hook works. So I learned as I go. I don't fucking read anything. I do it myself. Yeah.
It's organic.
Yes.
The same way you like your peas and carrots.
I guess.
Oh shit! Oh. You have anything else for this week? 'Cause, other than that, it might be a short cast. Like, I just want to drop a few notes here and there, but if you have anything else.
No, that's about it. Farcry been pretty much what I've been doing. Going to see Ready Player One this week.
Oh, nice.
We have we usually go on Saturdays, but we didn't get to do it. I had stuff to do, but other than that, we probably see it this week on Tuesday.
Okay, gotcha.
This Pacific Rim, we did talk about that last cast. So this one, Ready Player One is the next thing.
Okay. So in the time between this week and last week, there was a new Deadpool trailer. This was the one that they showed that they confirmed everybody's suspicions. Terry Crews is indeed GW Bridge.
Yeah.
You get to see the full X-Force trailer. Very funny. I recommend anybody who hasn't seen it. Like, for some reason, again, we came to this consensus that Deadpool seems to be the only movie, period, that just doesn't spoil anything. With the trailers, they're always entertaining as hell. They also do have the red band versions, but they also just, when you see the movie, you kind of like they remind me of older movie trailers that used to have scenes that either weren't in the movie, or the trailer just really randomizes the order and stuff. Like, so they cut it up in an order where it's not so sequential, so you can piece it together in your head when you go see it. So it's usually a better watch. So I definitely recommend it if you are going to see Deadpool, or you're hyped to see Deadpool, or you just need an entertaining trailer watch, because sometimes you may not even watch the movie. I do that sometimes. Just watch the trailer and never see the movie. But so there was that, and like I said, I want to also make sure to put out the Monster Hunter World event schedule, because every week so far, there's a big spring update happening next week, so that's going to be the 6th, so next Friday. So people will have that to do before WrestleMania weekend and whatnot, and all those wrestling events going on. We got Ring of Honor, and they have their events and whatnot. But I want to make sure to put up the PDF once again. I'm just going to put that in the show notes. So we're going to have the Deadpool trailer link. We're going to have the Yakuza 6 website link. The Monster Hunter World event link is going to be up in the description for this video. And there's a few new quests for this week. There's You Cool With That, which is a quest where you fight a giant Kula Yaku, and that's like the replacement for the Cut Ku, the giant pink bird. In this game, it's a devious bird wyvern with hands, and he uses the hands to dig up rocks, which he will hit you in the head with, which is hilarious. And it's just a giant dinosaur bird that clobbers people and other monsters in the head with a rock. And doing this quest in the arena, you can get his head as a head armor. The skill it gives you is nothing special, but it does have I think a 3 slot and a 1 slot. So basically, it's just for looks, but you can also customize it, do something goofy with it.
Cool.
I believe there's 2 more. There's always an event quest for the actual arena. Yeah. So what do they have here? The other one is there's something that come back. There's Chew the Fat, which is like an introductory quest. There's Greeting Gluttons. So I think that one is all the hungry monsters. I'm not gonna read them all out. There's a bunch of they're themed usually by the monsters that are in them, and they're named accordingly. So it's usually a pun.
Okay.
But all that aside, I'm just gonna put those in the notes so everybody could check that out, see the schedule, know when do you want to play, when you want to get these items and whatnot. Because I'm still playing the game and having fun. But now it's more or less, since the update is not until the next week, it's just simmer down, not OD on doing too much, because you don't want to burn out on the game. Because I see so many people who are like, yo man, I played 500 hours, and I'm like, dude, relax.
Where you get 500 hours?
But it's not even that. It's like you're not gonna die if you don't play the game. So that's just the other thing I don't like about certain communities coming into Monster Hunter, because we already had our elitists. We don't need Destiny's elitists or Overwatch's elitists coming in and making a big stink with their, on their YouTubes and having their angry legions of fans doing, saying things and blah, blah, blah. Just have fun with the game, people. It's a video game. It's a co-op game too. Help each other out.
That's what I'm going to try to do with Farcry. There's a co-op version. You could co-op missions and stuff like that. I think Commander Farrell may get it on Xbox. If not, I'll probably do it with my buddy Mike. Mm-hmm. And we'll probably do like a live cast on it while playing the co-op.
That'd be awesome.
Because you could record both voices.
Gotcha.
So I'll probably do that as well. So yeah, that's coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we got stuff coming down the pipe. Just went up today, another part of the Mass Effect, close to the end. I'm actually at the end, the suicide mission. Yeah. So Mass Effect 2 is coming to a close.
With the epic speech.
Oh yeah. I love the renegade version of the epic speech though.
Cool. I gotta watch it. Yeah.
But that'll be it for this week. Want to keep it short. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. You can catch us on the RedCycloneInc YouTube channel. And what else we got, Mark? You got your channel, MercwiththeMic, but we also have the SoundClouds, RedCycloneInc and MercwiththeMic, where we host a podcast, so you can hear this on Merc's channel, our channel on SoundCloud. We also have Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter. What else is there? We got WordPress, Facebook, Facebook group. Yeah, you hit a milestone for the Wrestling Babble, you said.
Yeah, we had 300 people on the Wrestling Babble. We have close to 300 people on the RedCycloneInc one. Nice. Both of them are doing really good. A lot of feedback, a lot of activity on it, and a lot of good content and stuff like that. So it's good that we keep going and making a community out of this. Yeah, and then I'm trying to do more on my Twitch channel, so please check out my Twitch.
Also, there was something I didn't mention on the Babble. I forgot to mention it, that one of my tweets blew up about Asuka, because she posted that picture of her as DL, facing Charlotte.
Yes.
And she says she cast away her humanity, and she put the sound effect, the spooky sound effect for when something's going on in JoJo.
Yeah.
So what I'm hoping is, and so many people are hoping for, the reason why the tweet blew up was that I hope she's hinting at having a Pillar Man mask.
Cool.
Because here's the thing, even if she's not, I hope it plants the seed, because listen, New Day got away with some good shit. They got away with some dope shit. They did the Red Lanterns, they did the Super Saiyans.
They did the Final Fantasy.
No, I mean, what did they do that at WrestleMania?
Yeah, when they hosted it.
Okay. So they've gotten away with so many things that, listen, if I'm sure if you ask, they're not gonna sue the fuck out of WWE if you want a mask or something. You know what I mean?
Oh no, they'd probably be more than happy for them to do it. They was like, "Oh, we'll make the mask for you."
So yeah, so just a shout out to Asuka. Like, listen, if that's what she wants to do at WrestleMania, like, I hope she does it.
Yeah, this is the moment.
That's a cool fucking thing.
Yeah, this is a moment. Like, WrestleMania is a moment that everyone has a special entrance, so that's something that can happen.
Yeah, like I really hope that whichever idea she goes with, but like she literally put that one out there, so I hope she does that. I pray she comes out with a Pillar Man mask. That should be so awesome.
Yeah, and I'm actually I don't want to get really into wrestling, but there actually talks about that closing out the show, which I'll be fine with.
Oh, that match?
Mm-hmm.
Get the fuck out of it! All right.
Yeah, okay. I'll be perfectly fine with that.
I'd be happy with that. I'd be happy with that. Oh shit. Okay. All right, but go ahead.
Don't be pink eye Ronda Rousey.
Don't be pink eye. Listen, I ain't mad at you, Ronda, but you gotta wipe that shit off your face. Stop it. Wash your hands.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.
Peace out. Later.